And we got David. He's a Chelsea fan. Right, Dave?
Hi, Dave.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, Dave. Go on, what do you want to say?
Good. Just a bit fed up of hearing it. The Argentinian players play how they play. And it shows character. Do you know what I mean? I want to see that character from Enzo Fernandez in a Chelsea shirt next season. He's a world-class football player. If he's turning up for Chelsea and playing like that every week, fair enough.
We got sent off in the final.
Determination, drive. I just fed up with hearing the negativity.
No, I tend to agree. Look, there's a line, and maybe they overstepped it, on a few occasions. But in terms of
with the flag from the Falklands, yeah, ban them, do what you got to do, show them that punish them.
Yeah, but in terms of the way they play, I ain't got an issue with that.
If you don't ban them for the flag thing, everyone will do it. They'll all start doing it.
No, I get that. Let's move away from the flag thing because I totally agree with that. But in terms of them as football players and in terms of the way they play, I ain't got no problem with that in terms of how they play. So, but Enzo Fernandez don't want to be at Chelsea, though, by the way. He wants out.
Well, if he wants out, we've got to let him go. But, if he shows up next season and he wants to be in a Chelsea shirt and he likes the way that the direction that the club's going in, I would want him there because he's a world-class player. And unless we're going to replace him with another world-class player, I want to see a player with his character in the team.
I don't know what was going through his head when he got sent off, by the way. He's already got a yellow card. Surely you must say to yourself, I can't make another challenge.
It was one of the most outrageous second yellows I've ever seen.
He tried to pull out last second.
He didn't even try and pull out, though, did he?
Well, I just think he just lost his senses.
Yeah. Listen, Enzo Fernandez is a good player. I like him. I think he's...
he's world-class.
Yeah,
he's a hothead.
I ain't got a problem with a hothead, though. Like, I really don't see... I feel like everyone's got soft. Like, I feel like England against Argentina had a soft underbelly. That's why we got beat. Do you know when we talk about Premier League?
Don't even get me going on that.
I want winners. I want leaders. I want people like that. All right, they might cost you every now and then, but I want a player like that in my team.
Do you not think
in the England team we haven't got enough winners? We haven't got enough leaders. We went 1-0 up, and then our captain and another thing. I
don't want to talk about England, Dave. Dave, I don't want to talk about England.
I'm sick of hearing the negativity towards Tuchel as well because it's not just Tuchel. There's 11 men on that pitch, and they all drop back. But yeah, anyway.
All right, Dave. Listen, thanks for your call.
You don't have to act like they act to be a winner, though. Like Romero, he's a liability.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Romero's going to leave Tottenham, right? He's going to go, and I'm happy to see him go not because he's how he played and how he conducted himself for Argentina. By the way, he was the best centre half at the World Cup by a mile, but it's because of how he acted at the end of the season at Tottenham. Is why I want him to leave. He buggered off when we needed him the most, and he was injured, and he was
last day of the season.
He weren't going to be there, and then they had to phone him and said there's been uproar over it. He got to come back. So. The reason I don't want to have Romero there next season is because I don't think he really cares about Tottenham. And I want players there who want to care about taking the club forward. So I ain't got a problem with it. I wouldn't care if he was Argentinian, English, whatever. It's how you conduct yourself for your club.
Well, he's a walking red card as well. Like Fernandez, I wonder if he's getting hammered for costing Argentina the World Cup.
I think he is,
Ridiculous challenge.
Yeah, I've...
Martinez at Man United, he's a walking yellow card. I have a bet on him for a yellow. To get yellow. He's a bit like, remember Xhaka when he was playing for Arsenal?
Yeah.
It's a yellow card every week.
Yeah.
The three of them. Just liability.
I know, but I do like Martinez, though.
Well, you could say all three of them have got a bit of, in the stomach, a bit of passion to get their foot in. They're just liabilities.
I'd rather that than a player go missing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's that.
I'd rather a player who... like Martinez or Romero, who is having a bad day, having a bit of shock, the team's having a downer. I'd rather have someone who's going to go and still try and go through someone or smash someone or make a difference in the game than just go missing.
Well, football's about, as a player, how much do you want to win? That comes first. Before your skill, your pace and your talent, how much do you want to win?
And that's why
it's got to last 20 years, that has. Every game.
Yeah.
How much do you want to win, or are you just going to roll over in adversity?
Well, that's why you see players who lose the fight in their belly, then they disappear.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
The candle's gone out. Said it to you, didn't I? When you were at Wolves.
Yeah.
Has your candle gone out, Jamie?
I said,
come on. How much do you want to win?
I said, the candle ain't gone out, Gaffer. I just can't run anymore.
I've just been out. I've not got in yet.
Let's go to Tom, who's a Man United fan. Tom?
Hi, Tom.
How you going, John? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Tom. Man United, how you feeling about them?
I'll come on to them in a second. I just want to briefly touch on Argentina, very briefly.
Go on.
Only because I'm gobsmacked the way you've been defending them. Jamie, honestly, I feel like coming out with Jamie O'Hara, good pundit, mate. Good pundit, mate.
But what, you think I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
Right. You're partly right, but the majority of what you're saying is wrong, right? I get that teams want to win a game of football, right? And you made some comments and said they're just trying to win a game of football. That's in the 90 minutes. Yeah. The behaviour during the game was borderline criminal at times.
Well, it's not.
It was. The second yellow card for Fernandes could have broke his legs. That's practically GBH what he done.
Oh, come on, mate. He's playing football.
No. He sent him flying. He sent him flying in the air.
But
right?
it was nowhere near breaking his leg.
We're not talking about Wimbledon. I heard what Dean said about, was it Wimbledon? Used to play like that?
Yeah.
Team right, that was a different game of football.
Still the same game.
You had players like... No. What? Football then is the same game as football now?
Different laws.
Are you serious?
Well, it's still the same game, though. You can still go on the pitch and make the same tackles. You just might get sent off for it now.
It's still called football, but it's not the same game, is it? Can you pass the ball back to the goalkeeper anymore? And he can pick it up? No. But the rules have changed. The game's changed.
Are we not that
old? It's a completely different game. And Argentina are playing. In fact, back then it would have been looked at as despicable. Then they were an absolute disgrace in this World Cup. I was so pleased, as most of the world was, to see them lose. Have you ever known a team to perform that poorly? That one shot on target.
Who cares? Okay, who cares?
I care.
Why?
I care because it's vile. It's disgusting.
Why? Why do you care?
Look, I watched it, and at the time, I've got to say to you, England disgusted me as well because I looked at that team and they rolled over. It was boys against men.
Okay, all right. Well, then you've just proved the point to me then that.
No,
we're soft.
Hold on.
We rolled over. You just made my point clear. We rolled over.
No. Okay. The game itself, I get what you're saying, right? They want to win. All that little pushing in the first half, like the first 5 seconds, I think. I can't remember who got it down the left-hand side.
Got no
He had his back to the Argentinian player, gave him a little shove. Needlessly, right? I get that. Little mind games. You don't really see that now. In fact, in the Premier League, if you've done it a couple of times, you'll probably get a yellow card. That was something else as well. They seem to completely throw the rules of football out the window and go back to 1990 and 1980 and the 1980s with the way that they refereed this World Cup. It took me the first 2 games to think, hold on a minute, what's going on here? Clearly, we're playing a different game again. We've gone back about 30 years. Is that allowed for teams like Argentina? And I can't remember who was the team that kicked France in the air for 90 minutes. Put them off their game. Again, I get it, right?
Paraguay.
But what Paraguay? Disgusting behaviour.
Why is it disgusting?
Why?
Hold on. Tom, why is that disgusting to you? Because there's certain ways you can win a football match. There's certain teams will play a certain style. They're South American.
I know.
That's how they play. That's their nature.
But that game, if that had been played in the Premier League, you would have had about 5 red cards.
But it wasn't.
And this is what... No, I know, and that's what annoyed me. They adjusted the rules and made it more passive in terms of how you're going to discipline players for the World Cup, and I can't understand why they've done that.
Enzo Fernandez got sent off in the final.
Getting back to Argentina, it was what they'd done after the game, and when they equalised, that little one that Bellingham clipped around the back of the head.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it if the England players done that to them. I would have loved it.
Running on the pitch and started celebrating in one of our... We're talking about the World Cup. England haven't won the World Cup for 60 years. We've won it once. The players were devastated. Who cares?
Who cares?
You don't.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
There are many... Well, there's many that do care. What about the political banner that they held up?
Forget the political banner. Forget that, because that's not what we're talking about.
Hold on, because it doesn't suit your agenda, your narrative.
No. My agenda is that I don't care about the Argentinians and the way they acted. They got beat in the final. So who cares? They beat us because they wanted it more than us at the end.
Jamie, holding that political banner up was the way that they acted.
Well, that was disgraceful.
Yeah, that's okay.
But what about them turning their backs on the Spanish players when they lifted the trophy?
Bad losers.
Bad losers. Another way that they behaved in the World Cup. It's disgusting.
What do you want them to do?
About the way they played.
What do you want them to do? Stand there and clap Spain?
Yes.
Oh, come on, mate. Like, what game you
Jamie, not necessarily clap. Okay, did Arsenal get a standing, what do they call it, the honour when they won
Guard of honour. Load of old guff.
Guard of honour.
Load of old guff. It's ridiculous. Guard of honour.
Why?
Because it's a load of old crap. The players don't care.
I get that that's a little bit too... Then you're a Tottenham fan. You don't want to see Arsenal getting the Guard of honour.
I don't care if it was Tottenham or anyone. It's a load of old rubbish.
If Arsenal had to do that for Tottenham, you would have loved it.
No, I don't care. Like, the Guard of Honour, it's a load of old crap.
Okay, but anyway, that's going to the other extreme. I actually agree with you. It is a little bit wet, if you ask me.
Exactly.
But turning your back on players... Look, I've seen the best players in the world clap when they lose. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the... He wants to win every game. I've never known a player with more desire than Ronaldo, but you know what? He's reduced to tears. But he shakes.
He got Rooney sent off in the World Cup.
He got in 2004. Part of the game, Jamie, though, isn't it? It's part of the game, right?
But,
that's one incident. We're talking about the whole of the World Cup and the way Argentina performed, the way they behaved. And let's not talk about the Egypt game when Egypt had a perfectly good goal ruled out for a foul that happened up the pitch.
Nothing to do with Argentina. That's VAR.
You know what you don't realise as well? What's being said on the pitch that you can't hear. Little comments.
Argentina's equaliser, Jed Spence got fouled by Messi. He stamped on his foot.
Okay, VAR. Nothing to do with Argentina. VAR.
Well, VAR seemed to lean towards Argentina time and time again in that World Cup. Would you agree with that or no?
No, I wouldn't agree with that.
No. So the Egypt goal was for your opinion.
He fouled him.
Right. Did Jed Spence get fouled?
Yeah, but VAR didn't look at it.
Did they look at Argentina's when Argentina got fouled?
Does it matter?
We're talking about what VAR difference? Leaning towards Argentina.
No, we're not talking about VAR. We're talking about Argentina's, the way they played in the World Cup and why you've got a problem with it.
Well, okay,
you've got Lisandro Martinez next season at Man United, right?
Yeah. Do you know what? I watched him very closely, right? Yeah. Very closely, because we sing Argentina. It's a chant that we sing for him, right? Yeah. I watched him very closely, and he was one of the better behaved. I haven't seen anything that he's done, but I'm on the same page.
Well, he was the one who had the banner in his hand. He was the one who had the banner in his hand, just so you know.
Then in that case, I'm disgusted with him and I want him out of my club. Same as, and by the way, look, same as the Liverpool fan that called up about McAllister, I agree with him. I know exactly how he feels. It's disgusting, Jamie. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm angry at the moment still with what happened. Obviously, England got knocked out and we're the better team.
But don't be angry at Argentina. Be angry at England.
I'm angry. No, I can be angry with two different teams for different reasons. I'm angry with England because we rolled over. And if I'd have been out on that pitch,
and they turned us over,
I would have gone at them. And I would have got myself sent off if need be. I would have gone down fighting. Them players didn't do that, and they rolled over.
But Argentina did, but you've got a problem with that now.
And they laughed in our face, but it was a behaviour. The other behaviour. Look. As I say, I've seen teams. United teams come to Old Trafford and bully United. I get it, right? It's part of the game. But Argentina was on another level, mate. They was on another level. I don't want them all sanctioned and banned, but their behaviour was vile and disgusting. And for anyone to try and defend that and say they were just trying to win a game of football, mate.
Well,
they were just trying to win a game of football.
They were.
So was what? And the other teams weren't.
Yeah, I know. But that's how Argentina played. They're South American. Buckle up. Deal with it.
It was a bit of lack of class when the final whistle went. Lack of class. Not
after the final.
Show a bit of respect to the winners.
No, I get that.
Lack of class. Vile. It's dummy.
All right, Tom.
Holding flags up. Holding flags.
No, I get all that after. Yeah. I get that, but I only care about what's on the pitch. How they played on the pitch. That's what I'm talking.
Well, that's what the refs for.
And how they played, I ain't got a problem with.
If the ref lets a couple of challenges go, they'll take advantage.
That's how they play.
You would, wouldn't you?
What?
If you get your foot in the first 5 minutes and the ref don't book you, you're doing it again.
Of course you are. You're gonna
so
push
that's what the refs
aren't you?
There for.
Enzo Fernandez got sent off in the final. It cost his nation. They was all devastated. So